Hi guys, and thanks for watching again. This is a Donut Humidifier. At least that's how it's sold. In fact, it is a piezoelectric humidifier, and I've added this blue light for this cool looking dramatic effect. And this is the box in the blue light. Oh, actually it is a Donuts humidifier. And as you can see, this tiny humidifier produces a good amount of mist. And here's my hand so you can see how tiny it actually is. And since this mist is evaporating, it cools down and thus falls down on my desk, which creates a very cool effect. I left this thing running for about 7 hours straight today, and it really amazed me that my desk did not get very wet. It was a little moist, but that's it. And in those 7 hours it almost evaporated half a liter of water. This donut floats in this bowl on the water and is powered by a USB power bank. And since it was very cheap and comes from China, I don't trust this thing to my computer. And as you can see, it draws about 190, 200-ish milliamps. Let me get this out of the way. Now, the way this works is quite complex, but I'll try to explain it in my best English. The piezoelectric element in the middle is that metal disc inside, which you will see in a few moments. It does not sit directly onto the water, but onto a little sponge. In that metal plate are quite a few very tiny holes where the water evaporates through. The holes are so tiny that my USB microscope, which can zoom up to 1,000 times, cannot see them. Now, when the electric element is powered, it vibrates up and down, like this, in a very high frequency. That frequency creates a very fast ripple effect of the water, so fast even that the tiny water droplets are pushed out of the created waves, and the water droplets leave the waves themselves. And that's what makes this mist. If it were directly onto the water, that element, instead of the sponge, there would not be enough air available under the metal disc to expand and compress on every vibration, which would make the element not as efficient as it is right now. Since this humidifier creates very tiny droplets of water, it also evaporates anything in the water, like bacteria, calcium or anything. Now, I've used clean water, but if this water were dirty or old, everything nasty into the water gets evaporated into the air. Now, with this clean water, I can safely take a deep breath of this vapor. Now, to make sure that the water is clean, it would be best, of course, to use distilled water with this type of humidifier. But that won't work with this unit because when I take it out of the water, it stops. There we go. And that's because of this tiny contact, which relies on the water to conduct electricity. And distilled water does not conduct electricity very well. Of course, I cracked one open. Here it is. Let me turn on the lights first. Where did I leave my remote? That is a good question. Here it is. There we go. So, as you can see, there is not much to see inside. This is the piezoelectric element. There's a tiny circuit board and a wire to the contact to check if it is not running dry. And that's all the circuit board does. It creates a high frequency with the correct voltage, checks if it is not running dry, and that's it. That's all it does. When this unit would run dry, the metal plates probably would get very hot quickly and will probably melt or break anything, so that's not a good idea. And I don't know why, but there is this ugly green LED inside. Now it looks good, but when with this light turned on, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Let me see if I can get it a little closer. Wait, let me turn off the blue light first. There the other unit fell on the ground. There you can see the little bit of plastic over here looks discolored. It almost looks white. Let me turn off the power bank first. There it is, all pink again. So I'm gonna turn it back on. But now it looks white, and the reason it turns white, I think, is because the surface itself is pink, which consists of red and blue and a little bit of green, which the light comes from my lights, reflects off the surface and into my eyes. And now that we've added a green LED in there, a little bit of green light is added to the mixture of red and blue, and that makes that the levels of red, green and blue are a bit more equal, which makes a white light. So it's a strange decision to put a green LED inside that, but okay. Besides from that, I like this unit a lot. It works very well for this ridiculous cheap price of $3, and I like it a lot. So that's it. Thanks for watching.